I'd love to call Manish. Um, he's also the proud father of two boys. Welcome, Manish.
Thanks, Divya.
Uh,
I hope I'm audible. The top three questions these days are: when will this pandemic end? Am I audible, and is my screen visible? I know you know it better than everyone else. So the
yes
first
to the
question is:
last
am
two,
I?
and I don't know to the first one. So I'm going to ask you a very specific question because I know your story and I want that answer. Tell us, what is the role that you took on or came to you when your wife was carrying the babies, and what was the thing that you think is most important for young people to know as they're navigating today's world coming into fatherhood?
Yeah, so I think I'd start with wishing all the fathers which who are here today happy Father's Day, and it was wonderful to hear the stories of the fathers who narrated it before me. So we have two kids, two sons. One is 3, and the other one is 10 months. So we've kind of over the last 3 years experienced the birth of two boys. Uh, and when the first one was happening, of course, it was very anxious moments for us at that point of time. So what I believe the most important thing which I will recommend, all to be fathers, is that whenever you're going for your visits to the radiologist for the ultrasound, please, it is your responsibility to ensure that you understand each and every parameter which is there on that report. Uh, just someone telling you that everything is fine is not enough. Look at each and every parameter, have your understanding of each and every parameter, and ensure that you're tracking those parameters, because in our case, like I had a good understanding of the parameters and I was paying good attention to them, as a result of which we were able to navigate through a situation where we always wanted normal delivery for Tanvi. So we navigated through that situation knowing that those parameters were fine, and when we were told they weren't, because the entire hospital and the medical industry works in mysterious ways at times. Our understanding of those parameters, coupled with the knowledge which we had gained in attending the childbirth classes with you, put us in a position where we could take a very hard call in the 37th week of deciding that we will not be going to the same gynecologist which we've been going to, and it's time to change our gynecologist in the 37th week. So yeah, I think my most important input to be fathers, the ones who've already narrated their stories, unless they're planning a second one, this is important for them. But for those who've kind of planned or are planning, please, it's your responsibility as a father to look at each and every element which is there in that ultrasound report and have a very good understanding of that. So that's one tip which I would give to all to be fathers, first time, second time, to take note of that.
Okay, and also, that was a very tough call to take. So if you can just very briefly touch upon while you were deciding to make that call or when you jumped into that deep end, how did you feel?
I guess because I come from the technology background, for me it was pretty natural to ask questions and understand the various different aspects of childbirth. Uh, and this is a very small part of it. The ultrasound is a very small part of it, but a large part of it is, the entire elements around it, right? In terms of what kind of hormones are playing their role at what point of time. Uh, when you have your different scans at that point of time, what are the, so there is abdominal circumference, which is a parameter which is there. The amniotic fluid level is a parameter which is there. The head circumference is a parameter which is there. And all of these are estimated and derived values, right? And then from all of that, they calculate that, okay, as per your estimated due date, uh, which is calculated from the LMP, from your estimated due date, how old is the baby now in the womb? And at times, that knowledge is very, very helpful to take you through and make your ride much smoother, because you never know what roadblock you'll hit in this journey, and just being knowledgeable and being prepared helps you a lot in that. So I think these parameters are very, very important for us to understand and take us through that.
And when the second one was coming, was it any different?
So the second one, I mean, it was a little easier. It was a lot easier actually. It was more easier for Tanvi because she knew of certain things which happened, and when they happened, she knew how to handle them. So for me, knowing that she could handle them was actually a bit of a de-stressor. But it wasn't any different in terms of what kind of parameters I was observing second time around. I was actually more involved and more aware of those because of what had happened in the first time. Second one had a different kind of challenge in terms of in Tanvi's family there was something very personal. Her dad was going through last stage of cancer during that time, so there was a big emotional challenge. But again, hats off to her how she managed despite that huge emotional challenge in her life, how she managed all of it very smoothly. And I would say in the first one, when Reyansh was born, I was emotional when I was in the labor room both times. I was more stressed the second time than I was the first time. And the reason I was stressed the second time was that I thought I knew everything. I thought I had seen it in the first time. So the second time I thought, okay, एक बारी एग्जाम क्लियर कर लिया तो दोबारा एक दूसरी बारी एग्जाम देना तो it's going to be a breeze. But it wasn't happening like that. So everyone chooses a different way, a different time, the amount of pain, which uh, I could not experience it. But when I just saw Tanvi, and maybe as it was mentioned that the threshold of pain increases, but for us, for fathers, it's unimaginable, right? What kind of pain and the threshold we don't even know. So the second time around, I thought that I knew everything, but it wasn't happening as per the script. It wasn't happening as per what we had thought it to be. So that stressed me out more than anything else. So I think what I'd like to say here is that every child will have its own process of coming through. You can never pick up a book and read the book, or read up whatever articles, or unless you experience it. You can only be as prepared as you possibly can by looking at videos and attending childbirth classes, and that's like going to take you to a particular level. But then that last mile is always going to be full of different adventures, and that's really the adventure of having kids. Every day there are new things we learn about them, new things they come and tell us, new experiences they have which they share with us, and sometimes you are amazed that how did they pick this up. But that's just the entire adventure of this journey.
So thank you very much, Manish. What we are hearing is that fathers are emotional. They are very involved. They are just finding themselves on the sidelines. They are the guys who like to be in thick of things and do things. So they are finding ways of supporting the mom. And we at My Child First thank you all. Wishing you all a very, very happy Father's Day.